Here we go. Okay, so I had a concept that I discussed with my dad recently, and the concept is about talking to dads and dads talking to their kids about different things, about different communications. And so what I've done is I've got my father on Skype. I think we use Skype, that we can use it like this. And hopefully it was going to work out. I'm going to chat to my father about a few things and then see that it works. Hopefully it will work out this time as well. Let's say that at least do something even if it's wrong, and then I can at least improve on that this time. So hopefully the sound will come out right and things. So yeah, firstly thanks Dad.
Pleasure, my boy. Anytime.
For agreeing to do this.
Thanks for the invitation.
One of the reasons why I wanted to do it is I think your and my communication is pretty good, and I thought that in general I'm not sure how I think our communication is above average compared. Sorry.
I would think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
And I think in some cases dads and moms, but focus on dads obviously. Don't even know how to communicate, how to start conversations. So firstly I'd like to know, you and I have an open communication system where I feel that from young we could just chat about anything. Was that like a decision that you made, or that just like turn out that way? How did you develop it? Did you like, hey, wait a second, this is a good idea, or what happened?
I think, well, first of all, yeah, I communicate openly with everybody. So I kind of started communicating with you and of course your siblings as much as possible whenever I could. I think that's one of the problems now as we discuss this topic. One of the problems will be is people will just jump in or want to jump in midway because they'll see there's a problem with communication and they want to try and fix it now, and fixing it now is very, very difficult, a lot more difficult than doing it right from the start, or doing it better from the start, or correctly from the start, you know. So that will be tricky. But yes, it wasn't so much a conscious decision as just I'd carry on communicating with you as well as I could, whenever I could. And I think perhaps the actual secret to it was that I communicated you on your level, however old you were, from the start. I just talked to you about the things that interested you when you were little, and I still do that today, hence we are having this conversation right now, in fact.
Okay, so, but then
that's what it is.
So you're telling me that dads that are shy or have a demeanor that of normal conversation can't chat, or should ask their friend, or I mean, obviously it's important that dads talk to their kids or parents talk to their children. And you just said, well, it might be a bit tricky. So then the question is, how do you start, or how would you think? What would be a good way? You're going to take me fishing when I'm 16, or you know, I mean, children at 13 or whatever need certain conversations, which we'll get to, you know, in the future of this talk. But I mean, not so much. Not people don't communicate that way. It's just unknown, you know.
No, what you have to do basically, if you're okay, let's say a father's hearing this, or even the son's hearing this, and wants to start communicating better with the father or the son. What they have to do is start asking questions about themselves, because everybody appreciates somebody being interested in them, and that's really what I did with you, and what I still do with you, and what we still do with one another. We actually are interested, pretty much genuine interested, in whatever you're interested in. I mean, you tell me all sorts of stuff about the games that you play, and 3/4 of it, to be honest, a lot of it goes over my head, but bits I catch up, and some I understand and some I don't. But you talk, and I can keep up just enough to keep a conversation going, and that's it. So that's what you do. You take interest in whatever the other person is interested in, whether it's toy soldiers, comic books, Superman, video games, you know, whatever it is, fishing, whatever it is.
Yeah, because obviously I play quite a few computer games and stuff, so you don't necessarily need to know the gist of it, or you need to know the gist of it, but you don't need to know details per se. Just You know. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dads don't necessarily know about skateboarding and things, but okay, so you don't not suggesting to start at some random point and take them out for a camping weekend, and this is where we're going to start talking.
No, well, you see in the movies, there was a movie the other day somebody tried to do that, or was it an advert or something. I think that's a bit radical, and it's got to come naturally, can't, and you've got to start off slowly. If you jump in too deep, you scare the other person off, and you can't do that. You just have to start off slowly and understand that if you don't communicate, they won't be used to it, and they'll think you've got ulterior motives. Which in a sense you might have because you're really wanting to fix something that was wrong. You could in fact say you're sorry, you haven't been communicating enough and you'd like to try and communicate more if you'd like to do that. But yeah, you just start being interested in what they're doing. And obviously, depending on the age of the child, it will go, you might have to take it a lot slower on a child that would now be suspicious about why suddenly are you interested in me? Is it because of what? You suspect me of doing something wrong or whatever, So there is some, what's the word? Some challenges there, but depending on the age of the person you want to communicate with.
Well, to be honest, I think it's fair. I mean, if you haven't spoken to me my whole life and all of a sudden you come out to me like, so your motorbike, I see you working on it. So I would definitely think you would have ulterior motives. So that's fair.
Yeah. So my point is that then you've got to spread slowly but just yeah, that's all. Maybe you have to start off with saying, "Hi, how are you doing?" or a bit more, on a couple of sentences.
Okay, well, let's go from there then. Why? I mean, I've thought about this. Maybe a father or a child thought about, I think I might be missing something here, or I've heard or seen, wait a second, or they bump into this video in 10 years down the line or something. What do you think is the benefit of our communication? Because I know that, it's just fun, it's good, it's, I know you're my father and stuff like that, but I think it's a lot I can get a load of for whenever I need to. But that I can do with a friend and stuff like that. So why you? Why do you want to have a communication with me?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You're my flesh and blood, aren't you? So then, it's kind of better to have it with you than anybody else. I mean, that's just how it is, isn't it? I mean, you're closer to your family. I mean, we are close, and obviously I'm close to your brother and your sister, and even my father is fairly close as well. It just is more precious in total to be closer to your own children than it is to your own family than it is to anybody else. And that's one of the problems we have. We are closer sometimes to other people than our own flesh and blood, and that doesn't make any sense. And it's not, it's a pity.
Okay, so then lastly, to close this off, if we need to have a conversation now that I don't know you and I, the answer would be we can just chat about things like in goals or relationships or what have you. We could, because it's open and communication. What happens what do you think, if there's like a major conversation, how would you approach it? Like, is there age or a sign where, or does a guy come up to you? What do you think like a sign would be if let's say a son goes up to his father, for fathers, what is the sign? What is the, if you're going to catch on to something? Because sometimes I think people try to communicate from fathers to sons or daughters or another way around, and it's missed often, or the type of communication is missed. I don't want that to happen. I would like it to be, if someone sees this and they kind of go up and so Dad, how's it going? And he says, oh, no time to talk now. Is he maybe doesn't want to communicate with me, or is there actually no time, or what do you think? What's the moment? What should I not miss or something?
Yeah, I think that's tricky. That's because the problem is, of course, if you have to earn the right to have a conversation. That's the difficult thing. If you haven't had one, then you wouldn't recognize it and you wouldn't be open enough to have the conversation.
Yeah, but I can just hear some fathers saying now that no way, this is my son, he must listen to whatever I say, whether I bring it out in, you know, anger, or if I talk to him nicely or whatever, I know I'm right, or what. In my opinion, I don't think fathers are always right, you know, because I have an opinion myself, but you know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a two-way discussion, isn't it? A two-way communication. And then, yeah, you've got to look for the signs of the person wanting to communicate, and you've got to be open to that. I mean, that's what it is just in life. You need to be open to other people and ready to see what their needs are, and be open to that, whatever they suggest, and if they have a need, be open to it, and you know, don't be so engrossed in whatever you're doing to miss somebody reaching out to you in whatever sphere of life, whether it's your son or anybody else for that matter.
Okay, cool. So I think we'll leave it there, and hopefully we get a few more of this. But that was fun. Thanks to the guys who hopefully listened. I know it was slightly longer than I wanted it, but it was an introduction to the whole concept. Hopefully you got some of that, and if you're looking at this in the years to come and need advice, I guess my dad will be willing to give it to you. He's got some stuff or comments on here, and yeah, we obviously, both of us will be more than welcome to give any advice or if you have any questions. Yes, I think for the future, because this is going to go like viral. Enjoy it. Cheers.
Okay, bye.